Hello everyone, I'm Batman, the bat who loves nature. In this video, I'll show you how to create a VHS transition effect just like the one I used in my own game, Fractured Psyche. If you like to play Fractured Psyche, there's a link in the description, you can check it out. This video is part of a playlist covering Unity tips and tricks, so if you wish, you can check out the channel for more Unity tips and tricks. And as always, all the files used and created in this video will be available on my GitHub, link in the description again. With all that being said, let's put on the mask and begin. Let's go ahead and start the video. Again, I'm sorry for my voice, I'm a little bit sick, but I try to, keep the energies as high as possible. I'm gonna actually do it inside with a VHS Pro, but doing it without VHS Pro is actually kind of the same thing and it's easy, but I'm gonna again make a video about that one as well. This is a scene that I have. We have two cameras, two players. This is the first player with this view, and I have to deactivate this and activate camera number 2 for this view. Views are different, so you guys can actually know which camera is activated. I also have the audio, the exact same audio I used for the transition in my own game Fractured Psyche. As you see, it's exactly the same audio. Again, I say I'll put the link to my GitHub in the description. The script will be there, and the audio, of course, the transition audio. Let's create a folder. I'm gonna call it scripts. I'm gonna open it. Inside, I'm gonna create a new script. I'm gonna call it VHS transition YouTube with VHS Pro. Double click to open it up. What we need here is a reference to the VHS Pro if we're gonna actually change the state of. And if you want to do it without the VHS Pro, you need a reference to that one as well. If you want to do it with one simple render texture, you need a reference to that one as well. But in this case, we need a reference to VHS Pro, so we're just gonna say public host VHS Pro, which will actually get a script of VHS Pro. I'm gonna call it VHS Pro script. You can name it whatever you want. I want to trigger this state of changing cameras with a key press, and I want to do it only once, so I'm gonna create a boolean. You guys don't have to do this part, it's just for the example that I'm gonna actually cover. So I'm just gonna create a boolean. I'm gonna call it changed state, which is equal to false, and when I press, for example, T, it will be equal to true, and it won't actually change the camera again. And we also need a reference to our audio, so I'm just gonna need a reference to an audio source to play my audio, the public audio source. I'm gonna call it source. Then I need a reference to the audio clip, the clip that I just showed you, public audio clip. I'm gonna call it clip. That's everything we need. We need to do it inside an enumerator, so we can wait for example, 0.5 seconds, then, change the state or something. But first I'm gonna create the function. So whenever I press T, I will actually run the enumerator. So I'm just gonna say if input.getKey down, key code, for example, T. If I press T, I want to change the camera state, and I have to say our changed state is equal to false. We didn't, change the cameras before. You can actually put this one inside here, create a new statement of changed, for example, state equal to false. But I did all of them inside a singular simple if statement. When we do that, I first change state equal to true, so we won't do it again. Then we will just run the CO coroutine, the enumerator. So with that being done, let's go ahead and create the enumerator. So I'm just gonna say enumerator. I'm gonna call it VHS effect CO, which stands for coroutine. I'm gonna open it. Enumerator is something like a void, but you have to, return a value inside it, and you can actually, I actually use it because of a thing it has, is yield return new, wait for seconds. For example, 1 second, which will actually let you wait for 1 second. So we kind of need this thing, and that is the reason I'm actually using this enumerator. And if you remove this, it's going to give an error because it has to return a value. Don't worry about it, it will be fixed in the following minutes. So as we call it, we can actually call it from here. So go for, when I press T, say start coroutine, double parentheses, VHS effect CO, and that's how you call it. And we have to create the function inside this enumerator. Let's go ahead and create the function. It's actually very easy to do. Before going to the transition, we have to start the audio first. We had a source and we had a clip. So we have to say get the source dot play one shot, which will actually play it once. What do we want to play? We want to play the clip that we just created with the capital C. So our audio source will actually play the audio clip, and then we go down here and we do the transition. So how to do the transition? There are, 3 things that you gotta change inside the VHS Pro to be able to, get that transition effect. One of them is the bleed amount. which the default amount is 1. Bleed amount, as you saw in the VHS Pro video, if you did watch it, where I explained everything in that video. You can watch it by clicking on top of the screen right now or get to the link in the description. But if you didn't watch that video, don't worry, I will explain it in this video again. For better understanding of the VHS Pro, you can actually watch that video. Let me just show you bleed amount. Let's go to the VHS Pro. This is the bleed amount. When you put it on 15, it gets all weird. But the normal amount, as I said in the post VHS Pro video that I covered, 1 is the normal thing that I actually used in my own game. So normal is 1. Then we have to say, we want to, change the film grain. All the noise stuff is, I think, this, but we'll change it in the following minutes. The other thing we need, signal adjust, which by default is 1, but I'm gonna put it on 2 to make everything white. Film grain, let me first show you the film grain. This is the film grain. By default it is on this, but we'll make it like this when we want to transition. And for the signal shift Y, I think it is this adjust Y. When you put it on 2, it will be like this. These are the 3 things that I touched to gain the effect. So once we are playing the audio, VHS Pro script dot bleed amount equal to 15. The highest amount of the bleed amount. All weird stuff happening at the same time. Then we need a VHS Pro script dot film grain amount, and I'm gonna put it on 0.1f, the highest amount. Then we also need a VHS Pro script dot signal shift Y. I'm gonna put it on 2. Then we wait for yield return new, wait for seconds, wait for 0.05f seconds. Then we reset everything, so we can just copy all of this, Control C, Control V, paste all here. So the default value is 1, 0.016 and 1. Again, we have to say yield return new, wait for seconds, 0.05f seconds. Then you make everything weird. Then you reset it again. Then you make everything weird. So copy, copy this one. You can just copy this one again. You have to do it a couple of times. I think I did it 4 times. Copy everything. I did it twice, so 3rd time and 4th time. So after everything reset, we have to change the cameras. And this is the section where we find out that we didn't actually get a reference to the cameras. So we have to go up here. I'm sorry for it. We have to get 2 references for 2 cameras. So we're just gonna say public game object camera or player 1. We can duplicate it with Control D and say player 2. So we need a reference to the first camera and the second camera, and we can just activate or deactivate at the start by default, but we actually did it in the editor, so we don't have to do it here. So by default player 1 is activated and player 2 is deactivated. We gotta go down here, and once we're done, we first have to deactivate player 1, then activate player 2. There is a bug, I think, where you activate 2 cameras with a Cinemachine brain and a Cinemachine virtual camera. Even if you change the priority, it will actually change the camera's placement to the second player. It was actually a thing I found out, and a bug I explained in one of my videos and show you a fix for it. But let's just say player 1.setActive equal to false, and player 2.setActive equal to true. So I deactivate the player 1 and activated player 2. I think that's exactly what we need. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna create an empty game object. I'm gonna call it script folder. You can name it whatever you want. I'm gonna drag and drop my script to it. It needs a camera with a post VHS script that I have is on my first camera. Then we need an audio source. I'm gonna give the audio source to my script holder. No matter what, you can give it to any object you want, but I'm gonna give it to this script holder. So audio source, which I can drag and drop here, or you can even drag and drop your object. You can click on the circle and find it. Then I need an audio clip. For the audio clip to find, I'm gonna click on this lock. So whenever I click, it's not gonna change. Open window. I'm gonna go to my sound and find this. I'm gonna drag and drop my audio here. I'm gonna unlock it again. We need a camera 1, which is this one, and we need player 2, which is like this one. So with all that done, let's go ahead and check it out. So as you see, I'm looking this way and I press T. Did you see? It actually changed the state very fast, and it came out pretty cool. I didn't expect it to be this good. Again, let me just see it again. You press T. As you see, I'm going to press T. It actually changes to another state. And that was how to do it with VHS Pro. I'm gonna cover how to do it without VHS Pro in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, the like would be amazing. You can subscribe to see more contents like this. You can tell me any comments, any opinions, any scenarios you want me to cover. I would be very happy to answer it. And if I can, I would actually cover it. Hope all the best for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.